Ron DeSantimonious.
I'm frustrated by you not answering a direct question.
Trump needs to take a good look in the mirror.
We knew that the war between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis was going to get dirty. That's the only thing that could ever truly happen. It was going to go in that direction, but even I did not expect that it would get as dirty as quickly as it has. Donald Trump bleated last night on Truth Social in response to a meme that had been sent to him from some guy named Dong Chan Lee that shows a picture of Ron DeSantis back when he was a professor, I think, or teacher. It says, here is Ron DeSantimonious grooming high school girls with alcohol as a teacher. And Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, responded, that's not Ron, is it? He would never do such a thing. You get it? This rando is like, hey, he's a pedophile. And the former president's like, oh no, what are we to do about this if he's a pedophile? Ron isn't even like technically running for president yet, and it's already there. That wasn't the only thing, by the way, that he sent out. And by the way, that photo has been going around for some time. I believe we talked about what some of the students said about his relationship with them. I don't think any of them made accusations of pedophilia or anything, but this was in the news, we talked about it. He replied to another thing from that person, from Dong Chan Lee, saying, no way. So the idea here is he wants to spread amongst his followers the idea that Ron DeSantis, the guy who normalized calling anyone you disagree with a groomer, who loved declaring that any teacher who happened to be gay or bi or whatever is probably also a pedophile, in fact, is the pedophile himself. And so it's dirty. I don't think that there is any evidence to it, and I want politics to be based on evidence, Jayar, but Ron DeSantis really was asking for this with his political strategy over the last year or two. So what do you think about the turn that this presidential primary has taken?
Well, one small disagreement here. Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, whoever else decides to toss their name in the ring here as they run for president in the primaries here in the Republicans, they've all decided to get this kind of heat because it hasn't that much to do with any of this other stuff. It's just a matter of you being disloyal is what he says. And also just challenging him. How dare he? Don't they know they have to wait their turn? All these things they keep saying, they're gonna catch this type of thing because that's just how they roll. There's just something they keep missing here as they begin to fight because all of them turned around after 2015 and Trump won that nomination and started kissing his ass. So now they have to own up to the fact that they were in support of him. And he was also in support of many of them when they were running, specifically Ron DeSantis. How many times have we heard Trump talk about how he put Ron DeSantis on the map? How he's the one who endorsed him over other more established candidates. And that's the reason why he won. Solely and specifically, it's Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump is gonna start convincing his people that this guy is a groomer, pedophile, whatever it is that they like to throw around at everyone else, two things will happen. I think if these folks think one step further, is it you that unleashed this groomer pedophile upon us, Donald Trump? Because apparently, according to you, we wouldn't have to deal with him if it wasn't for you. Your fault for unleashing this groomer pedophile upon us. And number two, what I hope people maybe start seeing is that every time they want to have an issue with someone, they will call them a groomer and a pedophile. Which stance is this gonna stand for? Does it work for within the party as well, just like it works when it's going after anyone that's not a Republican? The thought process doesn't have to get that deep. This isn't like a dissertation or any kind of thesis you have to write on it. Just think one step further. Does this make any sense? And if it does, we have a party that we can't trust.
Jayar, I love both of those points. I think that some will defend Ron DeSantis by saying, but you gave this pedophile to us. Doesn't that make you bad? I think you're right there. Maybe it'll take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of calling literally everyone a pedophile, but there is one other consequence because as fun as it might be to watch Trump lob these accusations at Ron DeSantis, what would be better? What would be better would be if it was to come back at him. And if anyone has opened themselves up to these sorts of accusations, well, it's probably Donald Trump. This isn't purely hypothetical though. It has already began. Ian Miles Chong, who comments on American politics and gets replies to 75% of his tweets from Elon Musk, tweeted out, Trump might want to cool it with the whole DeSantis is a pedophile for hanging out with women his own age shtick First of all, they were not his age. He was a teacher. They were high school students. Weird that you would conflate those two things. But he includes all these photos of Donald Trump with Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein and all that. And so it has already begun, the counterattack. And the thing is, I'm generally a peaceful person. I want peace to prevail, but it really seems unfair that they've already got so much ammunition against Ron DeSantis. I want an even playing field. So I would like to help out the right by reminding them of a few things. Like for instance, when teen beauty queens said that Trump walked in on them changing and then said at one point, "Don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before." Some of those girls were allegedly 14 years old and he was just, oops, walking in on them changing. Something to bear in mind. Or the time that Donald Trump once saw a child on an escalator and said, "I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years. She was a little girl, she wasn't even 14, and he was already projecting forward to when he would be able to date her. Also, I doubt they'll care about this part, but it seems important to remember that he's been accused of sexual harassment and misconduct by at least 26 different women. I would probably work that into my attacks a little bit. And there's all the stuff with Ivanka and him speculating when she was an infant about what her breasts would be like someday. So honestly, like if you were gonna try to descend down into the "you're a pedophile" arena, man, that is a glass houses type situation on the right now. This thing is gonna get so dirty, JR.
It's gonna get so filthy. And again, maybe some truths will be revealed because we all know there's some levels of truth to some of this stuff that people are saying. You went through many of the things that Donald Trump was talking about. The question is are these other challengers willing enough to take off the gloves and come at him this way? Because I'm sure they got dirt. Of course they do. Look what happened to Madison Cawthorn. And I didn't even believe him when he went with cocaine-fueled orgies, but he was gone, which has some level of confirmation. So there's things that are happening we don't see about, and I think they just might start getting revealed.
JR, like the video of him and Ivanka appearing on Ellen, I think.
It was The View or something, wasn't it?
It was A View or something, and they asked them, what do they have in common? I think Ivanka said something like business or golf or something, and Trump said, well, I don't want to say sex, but what are you talking? Like, we obviously spread that back in the 2016 election. It's gonna be right wingers spreading it this time. It is gonna be delicious. And by delicious, I mean, it's gonna be delicious metaphorically after you vomit from all the things that you're gonna be exposed to. By the way, as we leave, I'll just remind you, he's not just attacking. The escalation against Ron DeSantis is not just about him being a pedophile. He attacked him because DeSantis said he's glad that violent protesters were being arrested. Donald Trump is like, what about Antifa and BLM? So now Ron DeSantis, I guess, supports Antifa and black radicals or something. Okay, I don't think that's true. He attacked Ron DeSantis for voting against the border wall or something. So it is just going to get dirtier and dirtier. They're gonna make him out to be some sort of commie pedophile within the next 3 months. So be ready for that.
Last thought. What was Ron DeSantis doing at these parties with these high school girls? Just saying. If nothing else, it was highly inappropriate, and it could be that could be the extent, which I actually believe it was the extent, but who knows? I wasn't there.
I agree.
It's odd.
It is odd. I wouldn't have done it. I haven't seen any allegations that anything illegal happened, but it is inappropriate. Don't do that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.